All right, so welcome to another episode of Levi in the Closet. I'm just going to start the video off by saying if you haven't already, like and subscribe. And if you want to connect with me, message me on Instagram at Levi Acid, or you can follow me there and just see what I'm up to. I don't really post too often, but if you guys want to get a hold of me or message me with any topics you want me to speak on or anything that you want to see me speak on in another video, be sure to message me at Levi Acid on Instagram. And now getting into it, my item of the day, because this is Levi in the Closet, of course. I show an item from my closet in every video at the beginning. I'm going to show you guys because this isn't when I'm shooting the video, but when I put it out, this is going to be the Wednesday before Christmas. This is my official Christmas blazer. Gotta reach in the pocket here. Check that out. Bam! Custom. Pretty dope. I don't know how it's showing up on camera, but a while ago, I was super into wearing blazers, and that was just part of my style for a while. Like when I was in middle school, going into high school, I was super into wearing blazers, and I had one. And for a while I was wearing a tie, like kind of like the camera's kind of going crazy. But anyway, I was wearing blazers. That was just like a staple in my collection of all my clothes, and I would wear like maybe like a nice button up and a tie or something. I wanted to be like a punk alternative, I guess. I don't really know a word for it, but yeah, I went to Goodwill and I would pick up blazers, and I got this one. It's like a blue velvet, and it was around Christmas time. I was thinking, man, that'd be so cool if I could get it to light up, because I was playing on my church's worship team, and I was like, that would be so dope if I was up there playing the bass, slapping the bass, and I had this light up jacket. And so I did that. That's done by me, custom, to my own horn a little bit there. I do have aspirations of being a designer at some point. I went to a college, actually. I wanted to be a shoe designer, so I went there for apparel design, and that didn't end up working out. And so I went into graphic design, and then I ended up dropping out of college. And yeah, now I am where I am in life now, no regrets, and just living life and trying to do my best out here. So I digress, but into the topic of today's video, it would be just guarding your heart and taking chances, but at the same time doing what's necessary to guard your heart, if that makes any sense. And I'll get a little bit deeper into that. The reason that I'm thinking about this is because today I was talking to this girl, and she came through my work, and usually it's like older women, old men, and it's just, okay, I'm going to be polite, and I try to be polite and nice to these people because they are customers, and I try to have a good, I can't think of the word right now, but like a good back and forth, like I'll have these things that I say to them, like I'll greet them, I'll say good morning, on good afternoon, and be polite and be courteous, and then every so often there's a girl that comes in like my age or maybe a little bit younger, because I haven't seen a lot of girls my age, but usually they're younger. way backstory here. I saw this girl and I was like, man, she's cute. I want to go talk to her. And I went up to her. She was with her parents, and I was like, hey, can I talk to your daughter real quick here? And I went up to her and I was like, hey, so I just wanted to introduce myself, so on and so forth. And then she's like, well, I don't think this is going to work out because I'm 16. And I was like, oh, ooh, I didn't even know. Like, I'm just bad at judging age or whatever, but she seemed like she was developed enough, if that makes sense. It seemed like she was older than she was. And so I can see how some guys get mixed up in that. But you got to verify before you take the next step into like a relationship or having like a situation with a girl. You got to make sure they're in the appropriate age range, And so I was like, man, because I'm going on 27 now. I'm 26. Trying to talk to some girl that's in high school still, probably. And so I was just like, ooh, that doesn't look good for me, and not at all that I was trying to go there with it. I was just, maybe thinking, oh, well, we could get to know each other and this would be nice, and that happened. And so that kind of pushed me away from talking to girls like cold approach. I'm not afraid of cold approach, but that really pushed me away from that, because I'm like, what if I talk to a girl and she's not of age per se, keep it PG, I've been afraid of that, and that has made me a little more reluctant to go up and talk to girls at my work. But if you're at the bar or if you're someplace where it's like you have to be an adult, then it makes more sense. But if you're someplace like at your work and you see a girl and you're like, oh, she's cute, and you go up to her, there is that chance that you take. And so for me, I was just gonna play it safe, and I figured, okay, I'm not gonna go up to any girls at my work unless I know for a fact that they are, somewhere within my age, above 18. We're out here making the right decisions, being smart about things. If you're following along, I appreciate it. Thank you. So, today at my work, this girl comes in and she's got these beautiful eyes. She's got a beautiful smile and she's kind of shy almost. Like, maybe not, I don't really know her. I didn't really get to know her that well, but just from her, her looks. And I try not to judge people too much on that, but I'm good at judging people's personality from just the first glance, and not just judging them on their looks, but their aura or their vibe, without being too hippy dippy about it. But I digress. So I was just really interested in this girl. I was intrigued by her, and she kind of reminded me of this girl I was seeing previous. Like, she's got the same smile, same big smile, same, vibrant green eyes. I was like, man, I want to go talk to this girl. So I talked to my coworker. I'm like, hey, like, how old you reckon this girl is? And he was like, well, it's during the day, and so it's a school day, right? I was like, yeah, it's true, huh? And she's here at my work. It's like 12:30ish. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go up to her, shoot my shot, just see how things go. So I went up to her and I was just talking, just like, hey, I don't normally do this, but I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Levi. And she gave me her name. And we had a little bit of talk back and forth. She was telling me about her car because I work at a tire and oil place. So she's telling me about her past experience with vehicles and stuff like that. And, trying to just have a little bit of a rapport, I guess you could say. And so at the end of it, like, I have this phone I carry on me, and I got a call, and they're like, oh, hey, we need you at, this bay. And so I told her real quick, I was like, hey, I got to get back to work, but take my number, and I'd love to get to know you more. And so then we can connect and, just maybe spend some time together and get to know each other. She was of age. She said she was 19. I know that's a little bit iffy. I'm a little bit older. And I told her that. I was like, well, how old do you think I am? And she was guessing, a little bit of, playfulness in it, trying to be flirty, keep it fun. And so that's the first time in a long time that I've gone up to a girl and just actually, shot my shot and said, hey, I'm interested in you. And, I wanted to get to know you, and we should get to know each other, take my number, like, normally that wouldn't be a problem. But as I said before, the past experience with talking to girls that were not of age, I didn't want to have to deal with that again. And, like, one, that's embarrassing because that's maybe bad judgment on my part, but also I don't want to put myself in that situation looking like predator, possibly, for lack of a better words, excuse me. But yeah, so I haven't heard anything from her, and this has nothing to do with it, but just at the same time, like, going up to people, like, if you have someone that you're interested in and you go up to them, you just got to make sure that it's not a continuous thing. And I've heard that it's a numbers game, and I've heard a lot of different things, but at the same time, I don't want to get to the point where I'm going up to girls all the time doing cold approach, cold approach, cold approach. And to me, it's just like nothing anymore. Like, it doesn't mean anything. A girl shoots me down or I don't get a reply, and that doesn't mean anything to me. At that point, I feel like that's like you're numb, and that's not where I want to be in life, That's what I'm trying to get at here. It's something that I don't do often unless I feel really inclined or like I'm really intrigued by this girl. So I'm not just going up to every single attractive girl and just saying like, oh, hey, I want to get to know you. Oh, hey, here's my number, like, we should spend some time together and message me, because that kind of numbs you to the excitement and to the reality of like talking to somebody, forming a connection with somebody and getting to know somebody. And then it becomes more of just like muscle memory, which I think is a good thing if you can learn how to talk to people and learn how to interact and not be nervous when you talk to somebody. But at the same time, don't be, just doing it and then it becomes nothing to you. Like, it doesn't even matter. It's like, oh, this girl doesn't say anything to me, or like, she said she's not interested, and now it doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't mean anything to me. You should be a little bit hurt because, to be honest, I'm a person, and I didn't get a message from that girl. I gave her my number. I thought that you know, we could have a little something going on, and I haven't heard from her. And I don't know, maybe things will go on and progress, and give it a little bit of time. I don't know what'll happen. Who's to say? But just as far as, you know, if I did that all the time, talking to girls and, you know, getting shot down, and then it's like, you know what, I'm numb to this feeling, like it doesn't mean anything to me anymore, then that's not healthy in my mind. It's just something that you have to go through. Like even getting rejected, like being okay with rejection, that's fine, but not being like, this doesn't mean anything to me, you know, like don't take it personally. Just keep living your life and don't think too much about it. Don't dwell on it. But at the same time, don't just gray it out, and don't let it become a blur. And um, yeah, because it's really hard for me to explain. But at the same time, I don't want people to be so numb to that. And that's kind of what we've become as a society. Like, it doesn't matter. My feelings don't matter. Her feelings don't matter. It's, you know, it just happens because it happens. No, you're a person. You have feelings. You have emotions. You can feel things, but not be super emotional about it. Don't be a little crybaby. Don't be a little blue pill, you know, alpha, like red pill, blue pill. I digress. And yeah, so that's really just what I'm trying to get the point across of, is just guard your heart, and don't be out there just shooting your shot to every single attractive girl. Like if there's somebody that really catches your interest, go out there and say something, you know, like the worst they can say is no, or the worst that can happen is like, so what, they don't talk to you, then, you know, just wait a little while, focus on yourself, love yourself, and just keep working on yourself. And then there's going to be another girl that comes along, you know, somebody equally as attractive, if not more attractive in your eyes. So then you go up to them and you shoot your shot, and it's okay. You're not as nervous, you know, you're not like all jittery. You're able to kind of keep your composure. You're able to like have clear thoughts. You kind of have a good talk, you know, good chat. Um, you know, just keep working on yourself, and that's a good thing to have. And like, it's good to exercise that muscle, but don't let it become numb to you. Like, don't let it become like, oh, this doesn't matter, I'm just gonna go up to this girl, I don't really care what happens, I don't care the outcome, I'm just gonna go up to her, I'm gonna shoot my shot, and then, you know, whatever happens happens. Because that's not how it's supposed to be. We're people, and we have feelings and emotions. And so if you go up to somebody and then, you know, they talk to you and you get to know them, and then it's exciting, and you're like, man, I shot my shot, and I'm so excited that this is progressing, and I'm learning more about this person, and we're having this connection, and it's so exciting, and I'm so glad that I did this, because I never would have stepped outside my comfort zone. And, you know, that's something that you got to work on and become better with. But at the same time, just not going up to every single girl and just being like, you know what, I'm just going to keep on running through these women, I'm just going to shoot my shot wherever, and I don't care about the outcome, it doesn't mean anything to me, and whatever happens happens, you know, just to repeat myself one more time. But anyway, to keep this video nice and short, love yourself before anybody else, because you're the one that really matters, you're the one that needs to be loved, and you deserve it. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.